Lace up the shoes, chase W's.
Now what I do?
Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Murder beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze. Freeze. Stop you in your tracks. There's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good. We don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do?
Lace up the shoes, chase W's.
What I do?
Lace up the shoes, chase W's.
Now what I do?
Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Murder beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering it.
Well, the onset of fall weather, Coach, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley. And we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Here we go. What do you need? Check 55 to Mike. Hey.
A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Mike 55. All day, dog.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Garoppolo looks to throw. Goodwin able to haul it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
11.
Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And just like that, it's third down.
Here we go. 180. 12.
Man, I got you.
Hot.
Now Garoppolo. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 34-yard line. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Throwing again on second down. Garoppolo. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down.
It's just me and you. Man. 21. Here we go. Hey, gun. Hey, watch that. 11.
Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Man.
Garoppolo again. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his second season, James Conner. The Pro Bowl corner, Jason Verrett, on the tackle.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. On first and 10 is Connor. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to second and 4. They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And he stopped immediately there. The corner, Perry Nickerson, had the tackle. No score after one on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here. Now Roethlisberger steps away to it. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his first touchdown of the new season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. On first down, here's Breida. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Matt Breida out of Georgia Southern now in his third year in a 49er uniform. He was tough to keep off the field last year. Very good yards per carry. 5.3 on 153 attempts. Good for over 800 yards rushing. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Would you say this offense is locked in right now? They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first downs? Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they get to that end zone real fast. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 28. Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Sean Davis that time on the tackle. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play. From the 25 on second down, Garoppolo. And this is caught at the 8. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. 49ers with their first trip to the red zone thus far. This is first and goal from about the 8.
13, 12, fellas, here we go.
36.
I got you.
Garoppolo gives to Breida. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Robbie Gould on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
13, 13, 13, 13.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. He'll try and run for it with Connor. A big gain there on 3rd and long. 45 yards. And you hear it all the time, but that's one of the dangers of the blitz. You get past that first wave, nobody else is there.
And when teams blitz, what they're trying to do is make you lose your poise, lose your timing and your tempo. But when you hold it together, you can really hurt them the other way, getting past that first wave.
The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target, and it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick is absolutely perfect. Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
Needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Bravo!
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 there.
Hey, gun.
Watch 18. Watch 18. 55's my guy. 55.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. From the 22, Roethlisberger. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. So they've been unable to capitalize on a great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll get that one complete to Connor. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And Boswell's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Watch the curl.
And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. From the 39, Roethlisberger. On the left side, it's McDonald. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Right back to Connor here on first. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Now it's Connor. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, Samuels. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And it's caught. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Vance McDonald, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice two-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
11.
On 2nd and 11 now. Garoppolo. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Bud Dupree. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long.
13. Hey, Foxtrot. Hey, alert. I'm coming after you.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. 3rd and 11. And some extra depth to the secondary here. They're in the dime. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
White.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Gold to add the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead's now down to 3 at 20-17. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
Now on 2nd and 13, Roethlisberger. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Solomon Thomas, they'd love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Jordan Berry now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Now a toss play. It's Breida. Busts through the tackle. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for 2nd down.
Here we go. Check 55 to Mike. I got this. Mike 55, Mike 55. White. Silver.
Now on 2nd and 16. Garoppolo. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it.
Here we go.
Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And we are all tied here in the final stages. So a big kick to get this back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And, yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over?
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. This is going the other way. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Oftentimes when you give up a touchdown, it's really a deflation for your entire unit. And the special teams crew, when they run out there, they still feel it. And maybe they don't go after it so much. Instead, they gave great effort there, blocked the extra point, and really gave them a lift after giving up the score.
Yeah, gave up the touchdown, lost the lead, but a nice job to get in there and block it.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's get it done. One, Omaha.
Back to throw. He finds McKinnon, complete. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less, as they come up on 2nd and inches.
11.
Garoppolo to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns.
Interception all day, baby. Let's get this.
They come up on a 1st and goal, and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead.
Here we go. I got you.
They'll try to run with Breida, and he's in for the touchdown, and barring a miracle, the extra point can win this football game. They got the dramatic score to tie the game here late fourth quarter. Now all eyes resting on the foot of one man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Your brother called me before the game. That's his guy in fantasy. He needs this one badly.
Gold able to tack on the extra point. And that might be enough to win them the football game as they now take the lead in the final seconds. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be taken very short. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking two plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. One last shot for Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the 49ers, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.